Welcome back. It is Friday, February 2nd, the NBA. My four best bets are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, a 1-1 day, slightly profitable. Let's talk about it. We had Vince Williams under 3.5 assists. It was a winner. That was plus 120, which is why we had slightly profitable day. He had 0 at halftime. Of course, he gets 2 assists in the first minute of the second half, but he ends up with 2. We'll take that. And then, man, on the hook, Donovan Mitchell over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. He ended with 11. He grabbed a rebound right at the end of the game, ended with 11. Just painful. Should have just taken his over and assists, which did cash, but we will certainly take a 1-1 day. We did have Anthony Davis's over in points, which obviously voided, so it did not count towards the record. A 1-1 day. Let's move on to today. We got 4 picks, 2 overs, 2 unders. Do want to make a quick note though. Very good chance I add a play, and it could be one of your plays. So as always, you guys drop a lot of winners down below in the comments. Go do that. Let me know your favorite play down below. Heck, maybe we add it to the card if you guys find something that's really, really sharp out there. So feel free, drop your comments, and I'll definitely be looking at them right after this video. I do want to make a big note though. Yesterday, kind of talked about it at the end of the video, I believe, but my ESPN feature is live. I kind of hinted at this at the beginning of the year. I recorded it back in December. It is live. It is linked at the top of the description. It's on, I believe, ESPN Bet's YouTube. You can definitely go check it out if you want to. Check it out at the end of this video, but really cool opportunity to do something with ESPN and Outside the Lines. I'll kind of talk about the behind the scenes and kind of how it went down next week on a second channel video, but look, I got to appreciate you guys have shown a ton of love. I saw lots of supportive comments. I appreciate all the love from everyone. Not able to respond to everyone, but certainly do appreciate a crazy opportunity. I'll talk about it more next week, but really just unreal that even happened in my life. Definitely something that I checked off the bucket list. But without further ado, let's dive into today's picks. I do want to note there's a really good offer right now on Sleeper. It is a free square for Pascal Siakam to score 1 point against the Kings tonight. He's going to get that done. Of course, it's only for new users. So if you are a new user, make sure you use our code COS or the link in the description. It'll be right below that ESPN feature. Definitely go sign up. You also get a match on your first deposit up to $100. Just use our code COS or the link in the description. You get the Siakam free square. They probably will give you some Super Bowl free squares and all that stuff. Bunch of discounted props too. But you guys came here for some picks. We got 2 overs, 2 unders, and we might add a play down below in the pinned comment. First pick. Arguably my favorite pick of the day, but going to stick to 1 units today. I'm talking about Malcolm Brogdon of the Portland Trailblazers over 15.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. I would play Brogdon at 16.5. Just worth noting in his last 8 to 10 games has ended on 16 points twice. So if you want to buy him down to 15 plus and throw him in with a your favorite play or not alternate line, you certainly can. I really like Brogdon though tonight for 1 unit. Now, let's talk about Brogdon, who they don't feel like updating his headshot from his days with the Celtics, despite him being on the Blazers literally all season long. But Brogdon and the Blazers are on the road. I would have made this a bigger play, a 1.5 or 2 unit play. There's just no guarantee that the Blazers keep this game close. But I really do think Brogdon could honestly get a 16 points within the third quarter. And let's talk about Brogdon, who moved back into the starting lineup on January 17th. Obviously dealt with a little bit of injuries early on in the year. But they moved back in there, and since then, 8 games played. In those 8 games, he's averaged 20 points per game. He scored 16 plus points, hitting the over in 7 of 8, and he's averaged 14.6 field goal attempts and 4.1 free throw attempts per game. So really normally an efficient shooter, and also a guy that, well, he gets to the free throw line and he knocks down his free throws. So he's good at getting to the line. So that's what you love to see. Is only actually a game he went under was last game. He scored 14 points, didn't shoot well, 5 for 12 versus Milwaukee. I mean, Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons did their thing, so did DeAndre Ayton. But I like this matchup a lot more for Brogdon than his other teammates. Now, they're going to stroll into Denver, obviously one of the toughest places to play. Not only do you have Mile High to kind of deal with, but they have a couple really good defenders. Let's talk about them. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, an elite perimeter defender. He's going to go guard Anthony Simons. Jeremy Grant likely gets the Aaron Gordon shadow. And so Ayton, while he has a good matchup against Nikola Jokic, he also has to guard Nikola Jokic on the other side, could get into foul trouble there too. So look at Brogdon, a guy that I think will have to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. He probably gets Jamal Murray on him, which I'm not afraid of Jamal Murray defensively. And I really do think Brogdon's going to have a pretty good game. And so do the Bucks. I mean, you look at his other lines, Brogdon to make 2 3-pointers is minus 250. Heavily juiced on the over. His regular line is 2.5, with I think plus money on the over, but like plus 100. But and you look at the games, he's over this line at 19 of 25 games, 76% when he makes 2 or more threes. And he's over this line in 22 of 25 games when he shoots 10 or more times. So I really do think this is a game where we see him shoot 10 to 12 times. It's basically what he's been doing in the starting lineup every single game. There's also a chance he gets closer to 12, 14, maybe even 16 field goal attempts. Could get to the free throw line too. Nuggets haven't been, too elite versus guards in terms of defensively. They have KCP, so he really shuts down an opposing, shooting guard. I don't really think Simons has a terrific matchup here. I think this is a good spot to back Brogdon. I really like him. We only bet on him, I think, once this year, maybe a few games back. He delivered pretty easily, so hopefully hope he does that once again. Give me his over 15.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. I would play it at 16.5, but maybe drop it down to about a half unit. Try to line chop, see if you can get 15.5 at different places. Now, my second pick is going to be another over. It's probably going to be the guy on the thumbnail because it is Ice Trae Young, over 25.5 points, minus 111 on Caesars. I know a couple books are going to move up to 26.5. I don't mind it there. I was actually going to consider doing a same game parlay of like 25 points and 8 assists for Trae. Almost did his points plus assists. Almost even did his points plus rebounds because that's only like 2 or 3 higher than this. I ended up settling on the points. Why? Because, well, he's going to need a lot of points to get to any of those lines. Now, Trae, if you look at him, he's coming off actually a string of a couple good consecutive games. He's coming off 3 straight games where he hit the over, scoring 30, 30, and 26 points. And on the season, he's averaging 27 a game, so higher than this line. And he's over this line in 23 of 42 games, about 55%. Obviously, he's over this line in majority, in over half of the games, which he certainly would take. But I really have to look at the matchup, and I really like this matchup against Phoenix. Now, Phoenix will see Grayson Allen return. He's probably their best perimeter defender, but I'm not really afraid of him for Trae Young. I think Trae Young will be able to get to his spots. Yusuf Nurkic, a guy that notoriously plays a lot of drop coverage. Trae should be able to get into the mid-range game and do his thing. And we look at his other teammates, DeJounte Murray, he's going to have a tough time having to defend Devin Booker. Also, Jalen Johnson, his other teammate that scores a lot of points, he's going to go up against Durant. Obviously, Durant's a pretty good defender, and also have to guard Durant. So I like Trae to be aggressive. I don't necessarily know who he guards defensively, but I think Trae will do his thing, and he's played well against Phoenix. His last 4 games versus the Suns, he scored 31, 43, 20, and 36 points, going over in 3 of 4. Only 2 of those games were actually Devin Booker played in, and he hit the over in 2 of the, and both of those games scored, I think, 36 and 43 points, or 31 and 43. I really think this is a good spot. Obviously, yesterday, if we want some added motivation, the NBA All-Star reserves were announced, and Trae Young, not on that list. He did not make the All-Star reserves list. That's the second straight year where you kind of feel he's been snubbed because this guy averaging 27 game and about 11 assists, 10, 11 assists per game. He obviously did not make it. I'm not saying he comes out here and he's a little bit more aggressive, but it wouldn't surprise me. If you're an NBA player, you're prideful, you obviously feel like you earned a spot on that All-Star team. He didn't make it. And so I could see Trae a little bit more aggressive, but I don't really think that, I'm not betting this just because I think Trae's motivated from not making the All-Star team. This is also just a good matchup for him. And this season, Trae, when he's attempted 18 or more shots, he's averaged 30.4 points per game going over this line in 20 of 27 such games. So, look, if he's going to be aggressive, probably have a good chance of going over. We know Trae Young, if he's not making shots, he is capable of getting to the free throw line and of having those, 10, 12 free throw type games, which the Suns are about middle of the pack in terms of free throw attempts allowed over the last 15 games. I like this matchup for Trae. Give me his over 25.5 points. Second pick of the day. My next 2 picks are going to be 2 unders. I really like the unders today. Let's just hope they don't shoot 60%, which I swear is what happens when we take unders. But the first one is going to be Kyle Kuzma, under 25.5 points, minus 120 on DraftKings. Now, personally, I was going to take this at 24.5. It was plus 105. I saw the 25.5, so I went to that. Honestly, I like this down to 23.5 for Kuzma. Normally, Kuzma's there or he's not. I mean, he either scores like 27 points or scores like 18. Hopefully this is the 18 tonight. Now, you look at Kuzma, he's played well actually recently over his last 5 games. We'll see if Jordan Poole comes back tonight, but it's a tough matchup. You got the Miami Heat. He's had some favorable matchups these last few. Now you get the Miami Heat. On the season, Kuzma is below this line by several points. He's averaging 22 points per game. He's under this line in 30 of 47 games, 64%. And his only matchup versus Miami, scored 22 points, but he made 4 3-pointers. Making 4 threes, going to be tough against Miami. In fact, you look at him to make 4 threes, it's probably like plus 300 something. Kuzma's actually regular line for threes is under 2.5 threes at minus 150. So heavily juiced towards the under. They're saying, hey, more often than not, he's making 2 or less threes. And this season, when he's made 2 or less threes, he's averaged only 18.7 points per game, going under this line in 23 of 27 games. I mean, this is a Miami Heat team. We know what they pride themselves on is defense. And they're coming off a big win against the Kings, obviously going on the road to face the Wizards, but they need to start stringing together some wins here, and wouldn't be surprised. This could be a blowout. It's the Wizards. But you also think about Miami. They're going to put Haywood Highsmith on Kuzma. Haywood Highsmith, I don't know what he is, 99th percentile defender, really good. When he comes off the floor, Caleb Martin or Jaquez going to guard him too. Both very good defenders. So Kuzma also coming off a game, 0 assists last game. I'm sure I'm not going to tweet this play out because I swear Kuzma's reading tweets. So you're not getting this tweeted out. This is a video exclusive play because, man, I swear he sees it and he'll go absolutely just fire up 30 shots. But either way, joking aside, I don't like this matchup for him. This could be a blowout. He's going to have to make tough shots. That's what it's going to come down to. He's going to have to make tough shots against the Miami Heat. I'll live with it. If his jumper's feeling it, whatever. He probably goes over this line, but scored 26 points against the Heat. No easy task. We took Booker's under against them a couple games ago. He scored 22 points, and he was the number one guy on this on the Sun. Well, he was like, you think he has Durant, he had Bradley Beal with him. You got Kuzma. Who does he have with him? So I really think this is a good game to fade to Kyle Kuzma. Also worth noting, couple days ago when we were on our cold streak, I removed his bobblehead. His bobblehead used to be right there. Right now it is a can of black beans from one of the P.O. box openings, and he's sitting over there. Right when I moved Kuzma's bobblehead, we went 3-0 in the next day, and we had 3 straight winning days since then. So Kuzma, we're fading you, taking your under 25.5 points. Then my fourth, and not probably final, because I'll probably have an added play in the pinned comment. Check that out. I'm going to add it. Hopefully, maybe I'll just read your guys' comments, see if you guys have some spoon-fed winners, and then obviously we'll wait for some more injury reports around 11. But my fourth play in this video, likely said fifth, will probably be in the pinned comment. Karl-Anthony Towns, under 23.5 points, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, if this does drop to 22.5, you can take that. Obviously, you want to get line chop, try to get the best line possible. I'm okay fading Cat tonight at home, taking us under 23.5 points. Now, Cat and the T-Wolves will play host to the Magic. Assuming, I knock on wood, everyone is healthy right now for the Timberwolves. Maybe one guy off the bench is not healthy, but they're going to be pretty healthy. Let's talk with the T-Wolves, though, playing the Magic. They played actually just a few games ago, played back on January 9th. Cat, 28 points in that game. He shot 5 for 5 from 3. Feels like I took his under in that game because, man, he did not miss from 3. But Anthony Edwards did not have a good game, only played 26 minutes. I don't remember if he got in foul trouble or if he got injured in that game, but he only scored 6 points. The odds of Anthony Edwards scoring 6 points again, pretty low. Now, if Cat wants to go out there and shoot 5 for 5, tip the cap to him. Say, whatever, that sounds about right when I take an under. The guy just cannot miss. But I just don't like this matchup for him. In that game, the Magic were starting, let's be honest, don't let them know this, 3 bums. They were starting 3 bums. Goga Badase, Chuma Okeke, the Chum Bucket, and Caleb Houston. Yeah, of course, he's going to probably have a good shooting percentage against those guys. 3 guys that probably have no business playing on the NBA starting with him. But either way, I don't like this matchup for him. This season, the Magic have allowed the second fewest points per game and second fewest 3-pointers to opposing power forwards. And the Magic are fully healthy tonight. They got everyone out there. Cat, you look at his under in threes, 2.5 threes, minus 190. This season, when he's made less than 3 threes, 2 or less, he's averaged 19.9 points per game, going under this line in 25 of 33 games, 76%. We know the Magic play pretty slow, so do the T-Wolves. I don't like this matchup for Cat at all, and he's also going to have to guard someone that actually knows how to dribble. Sometimes you see him kind of be able to hide on defense. That's not the case here today. The Magic are going to play their normal starting lineup. They're going to have Jalen Suggs starting, Markelle Fultz, Ben Kara, Franz Wagner, and Wendell Carter Jr. Well, Wendell, that's Rudy Gobert's band. I don't know who Cat guards. Honestly, I don't know. Is it going to be Markelle Fultz? We'll beg him to shoot. Well, Markelle Fultz is their point guard, so good luck guarding that. He'll just drive to the hoop, get to the free throw line, or get Cat into foul trouble to really guard Franz Wagner. That's not good for him. So I don't like this matchup for him. You could say the same thing about him on the offensive side. He has a mismatch, but I just don't see the Magic letting Cat cook him like that. And especially coming off a 5 for 5 game, dropped 28 points. They probably remember that game. It's just a few weeks ago. I like fading Cat tonight. Give me his under 23.5 points. Cat, do what you do best. 4 offensive fouls, get into foul trouble, get out of the game. We like it's under 23.5 points. My 4th pick of the day. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. A reminder about a couple things. Number 1, good chance we add a play. Check the pinned comment. As always, leave me your favorite picks down below in the comments, and maybe it might be one of your plays. Like I said, you guys are pretty sharp. I can only look at so many lines in the morning. Obviously, more eyeballs, more lines, better chance of winning. Number 2, if you want to go check out the ESPN feature, it is linked down below, top of the description. If I'm able to put it in the somewhere linked on the screen, I will. I think they titled the video including my name, calling our shot. Number 3, we also had a new second channel video we posted for the Timberwolves game that I went to a few weeks ago. It is linked on the screen on the second channel. Next week on the second channel will be our video talking about the ESPN feature and all the behind the scenes, showing you some things that were recorded that day. But again, appreciate you guys so much for the love and support. Anyone that tunes into the videos every single day, you guys are the real ones. I really do appreciate it. But let's dive in. We got 4 picks right now. Let's sweep the card. Friday sweep. We'll have a 5th play probably added in the pinned comment. Probably by noon. I won't quote, don't quote me on that. Probably around noon to 1 p.m. Eastern